Alright guys, we are back. Welcome everybody who's watching this live stream on repeat. I'm very quickly going to post this on the Discord and let everybody know that we are beginning. We are going to be picking things up straight away here, guys. From where we left things off in what appears to be room number 4. Let me bring you guys to the actual screen for the session, and then I will send to you guys on the location that you're currently in. If you recall last week, guys, you had a bit of a scrape with a number of enemies. You defeated what appeared to be some sort of powerful undead warrior who was in this area for some unknown reason. Obviously you're in this room, and it appears to be a room that's heavily connected to divination. Unfortunately, we do not have Alistair with us today, so I will be Alistair today. Okay, guys. I will be running his character for him and trying to keep his nose clean and out of trouble. But the big thing about my games, guys, is if you don't attend a session, your character can die. I'm not just going to throw you a bone because you couldn't play. Your character might die whilst you're gone. You might have to start over again. That's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. But let's put on some music and get back into the vibe of what we're doing here today. Sexy. Bro literally sounded like me, myself, and die. What?
When you were doing Alistair's voice.
Oh, yes! So guys, that's where we left things off. I'd like to get you guys straight into a turn order. Let's pick things up again. We're on round 10. I imagine it's probably round 11 now, so I'm just going to move you guys up. If you can click on your tokens for me, please, and roll initiative, that'd be great. Oh, I rolled for the torch. Oh no, it wasn't me. Never mind, it was you. Damn it, Norman.
Oh, I rolled for the torch.
You rolled for the torch. The torch is initiative 16, everybody.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that's why the stuff wasn't showing up on the top. Okay, that's pretty funny. You want to just change it over to Norman there, or
all right, fine. I'll fucking hell. Yeah, I'll fucking do it then. All right. There you go. Take a purpose. I'll roll for Sir Samuel too. You know, just get him on the board, whatever. Is that everybody? Yeah, that's everybody. Lovely. So one thing I did forget to say, guys, is that you actually explored the northern chamber, didn't you? And it appeared to be a tomb for a priestess. And as you guys were kind of exploring it, you suddenly started to hear screaming. This awful, high-pitched, visceral screaming coming from the sarcophagus. And rather than investigate it, see what was going on, maybe have a bit of a rendezvous with her, you guys decided to retreat, run away. No point fighting her if you can kill the necromancer, right?
I believe that's how it went.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do? Isabel, you're up first.
I'm obviously deferring to Sir Samuel, so I'm just going to skip my turn this turn, just to understand what he wants us to do.
Cool. What about you, Norman?
I think that's a fair thing. Sir Samuel seems to be the most knowledgeable about what's actually going on down here, so I'm just going to look at him and be like, all right, sir, where to next?
Let's leave this room. We need to try and find more undead, figure out where this necromancer hails, and slay him. I will lead the way. Homie's gonna run down here and end his turn. Oh, wait for me! I feel like I'm just playing with myself at this point. One second, guys. Hey Siri, set a timer for 1 hour. Oh, what the fuck? Siri's a dude now? What the fuck happened? I got a new phone and now he's a guy. Sorry, guys. Anyway. End of my turn.
Your robo-waifu is gone.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I loved hearing
You
her
can change
voice.
it in the settings.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get the stripper voice. Anyway.
I set my Siri to be British.
Oh, hello there. Turn left. Duncan, what do you want to do?
I'm sorry, I'm just reeling from that. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep up with everyone. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Alright, so you guys now know, so Samuel is out for, I would say blood, but undead don't have blood, so let's just say dust. He's out for dust. Isabel, what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna move up here.
Norman?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Remember guys, you can dash too. Dash is a thing you can do.
Okay, then I'll just move up beside Samuel.
Cool. So Samuel's gonna step around and kind of take a peek. He says, "It's too dark. We need light. Norman, come here. Shine down this corridor." He's gonna end his turn. Yeah, let's just turn. Oh, don't worry, I will do it. Oh. And he kind of goes ahead, but he's kind of looking to see if there's any traps or anything like that. You know, he's kind of looking at the ground and looking at the walls, and he doesn't really see anything. And he says, "All clear over here."
Alistair,
I think...
stay behind the marshals, please.
I will, but I see something ahead. It looks like another ritual circle or something. Duncan.
I will move up 5, 10, 15, 20. To 25, 30. Are you sure the light settings are correct? They seem a bit weird.
They look fine on my end.
In what way?
Well, I'm not carrying a torch, but I can see into that room.
Because Alistair's got a torch.
Oh, he does too. I didn't even see that. Sorry.
Fucking hell, man. You know, you've been down under for too long. You're hanging upside down. All the blood's rushing to your head.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll go with that.
Bully Duncan for being Australian.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, but yeah, you can see into the room. You know, Alistair's got a. I think he's got a torch. I don't think he's like got cast like the light spell or anything like that. I think it's a torch. So he's got like a torch in one hand and a quarterstaff in the other because he's an old man, can't walk properly. But yeah, you can see into the room a bit, Duncan, and you can see what he was talking about. The big circle in the middle of the room. There appears to be a couple of pillars too. You don't see anything though. You don't see any monsters. You don't see any enemies. So far, it's going well. Isabel.
Okay, I'm gonna move, but can I hold my action? Like if anything like pops out at me, I can attack it or react to things.
There's no reaction in this system. You can't react. I mean, not yet. I mean, I feel like I'm probably gonna give you guys like a special talent at the end of this adventure, but yeah, you can't do that in 5e. We're not 5e. Shadowdark.
Okay.
Which I kind of like because I think reactions are dumb as fuck anyway. Like it's supposed to be 6-second rounds. How the fuck are you attacking, bonus action, move in, and reacting in 6 seconds? Homie, what? Owen.
Alright, I'm going to move up with the rest of the party here. And I'm going to come up in front of Alistair.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so, you know, you kind of come to the front and you see it as well. The room itself is quite big. It's got a domed ceiling as well, which is pretty significant. Obviously a very interesting place that you're coming into. Other than that, you do see dried blood splatters actually on the circle itself. You get the impression that there has been combat here, Norman, which is not a good sign. So Samuel's going to step forward, walk into the room. He's going to pause here. Alistair going to end his turn before it even begins. Duncan.
I will move 5, 10, 15 to reinforce. But seeing as I can't see in the dark, I'll end my turn there.
Yeah. Nothing can see in the dark in Shadowdark. I kind of like it. I love the idea that dwarves have like really like, you know, like lit cities with like hundreds, if not thousands, of torches and lanterns. And I imagine they're spending so much in oil every year, though. Isabel.
I'm gonna move.
I was hoping you would. Norman.
Norman is going to move up behind Samuel right over here, and I would like to try to make a stimulant.
A stimulant? Okay, what's the DC for a stimulant?
I'm sorry, you cut out for a quick second.
DC for stimulant, bro.
DC for the stimulant, I believe that is DC 12.
Alright, roll it. That's a fail, bro.
Oh well.
Make a note that you can't make a stimulant now for, well, whilst you're down here, I guess. If you get back to the surface, you can probably get some more supplies.
Yep.
Anyway, so Samuel looks around and says, "Wizard, you should check out this circle. Make sure it's nothing bad. Rest of you, plan out. See if there's a way to continue through here." So Samuel's going to move around here. Going to walk a bit into the darkness. End his turn. This is going to step forward. Begin to investigate. Have him roll an intelligence check. Oh, pretty good. And I'll end his turn. Over to you, Duncan.
Alright, well, fanning out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sort of walking around Alistair there. Down in the bottom right corner, is that a passage that I see?
It seems that way, yeah.
Duncan calls out at, I think there's a way down here, sir.
Very good, Duncan. Check it out. Make sure it's clear.
Will do.
Alrighty. For the person who's asking in chat, we are playing on Roll20, and this is Shadowdark, the TTRPG. Alright. Isabel. Pardon me. Is there anything you want to do in the room, or are you ready to move on with Duncan?
I'm gonna move on with Duncan.
Sweet. You finishing your turn?
I'll dash and move there.
Sweet. Norman?
Yeah, I think I will also like to come up and try to follow up with Duncan.
Cool. Yeah, you put a bit more light, and it is very clearly a 10-foot wide entryway. And is there anything you want to do, or would you like to end your turn?
I'll end my turn there.
Alright, cool. It's at this point that Sir Samuel now kind of steps forward, and he kind of pauses and says, "Now I want a couple of you to go forward. Scout out the next room, make sure it's all clear. If you see anything, well, you know what to do." Alistair says, "I think I know what this is. This is a ritual room. You can see the glyphs that are marked on the floor, on this circle. I'm pretty sure I should be able to perform my magic here. And if all goes well, I could cast quite a few things here." Sir Samuel says, "How much time would you need to be able to do that?" Alistair says,
I'm not sure. Maybe a bit longer than usual to make all of the glyphs light up. But it shouldn't be too difficult.
Alice is going to end his turn. Over to you, Duncan.
Well, Duncan will step up here and, in a very Scooby-Doo-esque manner, will slowly poke his head around the corner as he steps around.
Can't really see much.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't really see anything, but nothing's jumping out at me. So I
Guess
might
it's a good
stand
sign.
guard in the doorway and await further illumination.
Sounds good. Isabel.
I'm gonna push past Duncan over here, and I'm gonna look to Norman. Norman, we need your torch.
Norman will begin making his way on up.
Yep.
At this point, he's going to look back at Sir Samuel and say, this would probably be a good place to put a tripwire, so we have a safe place to fall back to if things get too hairy. We can just jump on over it, and undead are likely to trip over it, making it a good kill zone for us.
You said that in a lot of words, Norman. But I like your spunk. Set it up.
Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna take the wire and pintons and put a tripwire between this doorway. Will that require any roll or anything like that?
I think it will require a roll, but I think it will take a couple of rounds to set up. To determine how many rounds it's going to take to set up this tripwire, I'd like you to roll me a d4. The result is how many rounds? Oh, 4 rounds. It could take 4 rounds to set up. That's a process of getting out the wire, tying it to the pittons, nailing the pittons into each wall, and making sure that it's actually firm and tight enough that if anything trips on it, they'll actually fall over and the wire won't just come off the pittons, right? But yeah, you begin that process. You've got 3 rounds remaining as you begin doing that. So Samuel's gonna move forward, and he's trying to be quiet and stealthy as he's peering around the room. He kind of steps behind this pillar and gestures for Duncan and Isabel to accompany him. Alistair continues to research the glyphs, and it's over to Duncan.
Okay, my dungeon crawling senses are tingling. I don't want to be splitting up away from Alistair, but I guess 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll follow along. 30, let's get some room here. Okay, all good.
Very cool. Over to Isabel.
I'm gonna move up here.
Alrighty. Uh-oh. Alright, it's now Norman's turn.
I guess Norman's just gonna continue putting down these pintons here, and continue building the tripwire.
Cool. 2 more rounds remaining. And so Samuel kind of gestures over to you, Duncan, and says,
Duncan, go get Norman's torch. We need it more than he does.
so Samuel's going to end his turn. Alistair starts to make his way over.
I think I'm finished for now. If we decide to take a break, I could maybe try and cast something.
He now kind of steps out, shining light deeper into the room. Suddenly, brrr, brrr, as Norman, you kind of peer your head around the corner and see a zombie now slowly walking towards you and Alistair and the rest of the party. Seems we have combat. Suddenly you hear more moaning and groaning as one now appears by your side, Isabel, from the shadows. But he ends his turn. Duncan.
Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Over here. And you know what it is. Let's go for the... Oh, hang on. One pidge. 16.
16 hits.
Very good. 5 damage.
You slice the undead priest in the side. That's what these guys are. They are priests who have been reanimated for evil purposes. And that wound,
Yes.
well, it's done some
Duncan,
damage.
famous for slicing with his club.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true, it is a club, isn't it? So, I imagine it could be a sweeping blow, right? So maybe you crack a bunch of the ribs and they shatter. That sounds more like it.
Fair enough.
Round 18. Top of the round.
Oh, we weren't rolling off.
Pardon? Oh yeah, you need to do a roll-off. Do it. The fact that I did it before the roll-off means I'm very, very confident about this roll-off. See? But with that in mind, suddenly coming out of the shadows is not a priest, not an undead priest, but what appears to be an undead warrior who looks almost foreign to this landscape. He looks like he shouldn't be here. And he comes out and immediately lunges at Sir Samuel, who panics and tries to defend himself. And he manages to do so. Now your turn, Isabel.
Okay, I'm gonna swing at the zombie below me.
Yeah. That hits. 3 points of damage with your blade. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna step here, step away from everything to get things more into the light, and I will end my turn.
Gotcha. Norman, you realise that the party are now being attacked. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go up and step aside Sir Samuel, and I am going to swing at the undead warrior.
Go for it. That hits.
7 damage.
Very nice. The warrior takes the strike and remains standing. His leather armor provides padding, and the shield that is strapped to his wrist provides additional protection. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Cool. So Samuel now shifts, turns, and brings back his sword and swings to take down this enemy. Let me very quickly just check the knight. Stat block, 2 attacks. Cool. Let's roll them. Natural 1 and a 13. Both attacks miss. On the first attack, he actually, the zombie shoves Sir Samuel back. He slams into the wall and goes prone. His helmet falls off his head and he looks concussed, maybe a bit dazed. Maybe a lot dazed. Suddenly another zombie now leaps out towards Duncan, and rather than attacking you, goes to grapple you, Duncan. I'd like you to oppose this grapple with a strength or dexterity check, your choice.
I shall choose strength.
Oh!
Holy shit!
All right. Well, you know what? Double that 20. This means I'm going to give you a little bit of an opportunity here. You can do a maneuver that's a grappling or wrestling maneuver on this enemy. What would you like to do?
Can Duncan, as the zombie comes hurtling towards him, can Duncan use the force of the zombie, wrap his arms around the zombie's waist, and throw him into the other zombie that I'm just engaging with?
Hell yeah.
Sort of knock them both backwards, maybe onto their butts.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. With a double natural 20, they both go flying away. And what's your strength modifier?
It's +2.
Okay, so I'm going to double it because it's a crit. 4 points of damage to each of them.
Oh, thanks, man.
Hell yeah.
As they are now both prone from the natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, it's now...
Alistair's turn. There are lots of them. Be wary. Defend yourselves.
Alistair's going to bring back his staff. He's going to swing it and go for a magic missile on this geezer here. Let's open Alistair's sheet. Magic missile. It goes off! Holy shit, I get to be a player in my own game. How great is this? 4 points of damage. He zaps off a couple of the fingers of the warrior here. Half the hand.
Oh, he is mighty. Take him first.
Over to the zombie. The zombie, instead of getting back up, it just crawls towards you, Duncan, and is going to try and bite at your ankles. I want you to roll me a block check, but because of the circumstances, you have advantage.
Sweet.
Moo, moo. Wow, very good for you. That advantage is really coming clutch, and you managed to kick the zombie away and avoid its bite. This one steps out from the shadows, lunges at Isabel. Isabel, defend yourself, please.
I'm gonna use my
Uh-oh.
luck token.
You're going to use your luck token, alright? Very good, mark it off. Mark off the luck token. So, it lunges in and goes for your throat. You manage with your blade to kind of half sword it in the side. And whilst you don't cut through its neck, you manage to slice it. And now the zombie begins to gargle and choke as it seems its throat is now blocked somehow. Over to Duncan.
Alright, well, I'm gonna, in rather brutal fashion, bring my club down upon this zombie in front of me.
Moo, moo. I hit.
23. 5 damage.
You slash with the club. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you bludgeon in the zombie's skull, and brain matter is splattered everywhere.
Alright. And then Duncan will step over the body to try and keep this one busy and away from our vulnerable people in the back.
Good idea, bro.
So at this point, this zombie. Oh yeah, it's let me roll 220. I'm forgetting my own rules, guys. Oh, I GM rolled it, but you win. So you go first, Isabel.
I'm gonna step up here and I'm gonna swing at the warrior.
Hell yeah. Go for it. 16 hits. Ah, 3 points of damage again. You do not get a secure strike on it. It just kind of glances. It's a glancing blow. And with you kind of slicing it, it now kind of recoils and now targets you. And I should have reiterated this before, but he's not just trying to slam you with his shield. In one hand, he's got gripped very tightly a long sword. And he now brings back the long sword and just swings it. And it is incredibly ungraceful. It is not a swing truly of a competent duelist, but it does have a lot of power behind it, Isabel. So I'd like you to roll me a block check. In this instance, I think that hits you. Give me a second. Wrong screen for that. Naughty DM. Here it is. Longsword D8. Yeah, roll me a D8 points of damage, please, and mark it off your health.
Ooh.
Can I luck point that?
What, you want to look point how much damage you took?
Yes.
Sure.
Why not just the block check?
It's already passed at this point.
I was gonna say I
Okay.
thought it was a bit late for that. I didn't think about that.
No, I wouldn't allow you to re-roll the block check just because I rolled a lot, yeah, she rolled a lot of damage on herself.
Yeah,
But if you
can
want to
I
re-roll the
luck
damage,
point
sure.
the 8 damage.
Yeah, you can lock point it. 3 points of damage instead. Alright. That is the end of his turn. And that's Isabel's turn is over as well. Over to Norman.
All right, I would like to swing at this dude again.
Hell yeah. That is a miss.
That is unfortunate. Norman is gonna begin to back away.
So Samuel gets back to his feet and shuffles around.
Take this, wretch!
And he just misses. Imagine he like actually does hit, but like it doesn't really get through the thick leather hide that this warrior is wearing. End of that. It's over to this zombie here who now gets to its feet and goes to attack you, Duncan. Please defend yourself.
Let's do it. That's a 12.
That succeeds. Well done.
Whoop, whoop.
Alistair moves up. He's going to try and magic missile again on the big warrior.
Oh yes, it just worked! Drats!
1 point of damage.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, I guess so. Over to this zombie here, who now steps up behind Sir Samuel and goes for a nom. And he succeeds. Over to Duncan.
Right, well, like before, club to the face. 22 is a hit. 7 damage, that's what I like to see.
Yeah, how do you finish it off?
I like to think that Duncan's attacks are very brutal. So I'd like to think picture an 80s slasher film. You know, there's a flash of red and a shock horror moment as Duncan brings his weapon back and the body of the zombie hits the ground with a dreadful thump.
Very cool.
If not to be too edgy.
Yeah.
I will then move 5, 10. I'm actually going to stick here. Knowing that that guy's around here, I've got a plan. I'm just going to... Everything all good?
Yeah, we're all good.
Alright, I'm done.
I'm rolling dice, I'm just being weird. Whenever I start rolling dice, it means that something's going on in my head.
Fair enough.
Cogs are turning. Could be good, could be bad. Usually it's bad. Very good. Zombie obviously surrounded on all sides. You're going first. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to finish him off.
Go for it. That misses. Zombie now swings at Sir Samuel this time. Samuel defends himself. No! Ah! As he manages to do so. He's been rolling very well, Sir Samuel, on his block checks. He's been getting away with it. Norman.
Norman is going to go back up and swing at this dude one more time.
Oh yeah?
16.
That hits.
God damn it.
Oh, no, that's not enough damage. So Samuel
Say that.
So Samuel brings back his sword. Die! He's gonna go for a swing. And misses. It's a zombie's turn. Actually, no, it's Alice's turn.
Don't worry. I've got him.
Gonna step up. And he's gonna go for another magic-y missile. You know, he doesn't want to waste any of the good stuff that he's got. Especially when, you know, this is working pretty good. There we are. 4 points of damage as he pops the head of the big zombie clean off. He drops to the ground, dead.
Huzzah.
There is one zombie remaining that goes for Sir Samuel, who defends himself quickly. Does so. It's now your turn, Duncan.
Alright. Duncan comes around the corner. Sees the zombie. Sit here. Let's go for the bash. 17.
That hits.
4 damage.
With that in mind, it's now round 21. Isabel.
I'm gonna push past Sir Samuel down here and attack the zombie.
Right. It hits. That's a lot more damage. How do you finish off the zombie?
As Duncan's fighting it, I just come up behind it and cut its head off.
And they're both dead. Very good. Combat is over. Let me get off the moaning straight away.
Hey.
So, you all catch your breath for a moment as you look at the dead on the ground. The robed figures look like servants of KELEMVOR, who've been brought back from their place of rest to serve the needs and the desires of the necromancer who's down here. But this other figure, who is above Duncan, you know, sat at Duncan's feet right now, doesn't look like a servant of KELEMVOR, and in fact doesn't look like a knight either. He looks more like a barbarian, like a rough thug or a criminal, somebody of lower class society. And Norman, it is your turn. The pit is still in place. You've managed to put one of them in, but the process still does need to be continued.
Alright, Norman's just going to nod to Sir Samuel and immediately return to doing what he was doing before.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go take a quick piss and I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Catch your breath for a moment, everyone.
And Samuel's going to take a step back, kind of lean against one of the pillars. And Alistair's going to kind of look at his book and start going through the pages. Duncan, anything you want to do?
Well, I'm going to take the opportunity to search the body of at least the barbarian zombie, if not a couple of the others. But we'll start with this one.
Yeah,
I
so
imagine-
on his body there is a longsword, a spear. He's wearing leather armor. He's got a couple of torches, a grappling hook, a shield, and that looks like it.
Mhm. I don't really have a lot of spare room because I'm carrying a lot of torches.
Yeah.
Oh, does anybody? Duncan will ask if anyone has some spare room to carry some things.
Nope.
Alistair or Isabel, you guys don't have any spare room?
I do.
Not really, sorry.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, Isabel. Duncan says, well, you might be interested in taking the weapons, if not selling them for yourself, if you wish.
Okay, yeah, just hand them over. What weapons are they?
There was a long sword and a spear, as well as a shield, if you want it.
I'll take the long sword, put it on my belt, and then throw the shield over my shoulder. But otherwise, I'm gonna leave the spear. They're not very valuable.
Nope.
Fair enough. Duncan seems emotionally a bit chuffed with himself, because he did pretty well there.
Worth
But,
mentioning
other
that
than
as you kind of look over his body, you notice that the man has a tattoo on his neck. It's the mark of Cyric, the god of lies.
I thought we were going to say Bane there for a second. I got scared. Well, yeah, take mental note of it, but for now I shall wait further instruction.
Okay. Isabel.
I'm gonna search the zombie next to me.
Yeah, you can roll me a treasure check. You do not find anything. Over to Norman.
Alrighty. I think this will be the last round to get this set up, correct?
Yeah. And then
Alright,
I'll
then
mark it on the map with a
I'm
with
just
a
going
line.
to finish that then.
Yeah.
And then Norman will, once he's done, go and start moving around the rest of the room here.
Sounds good.
And he kind of sees this crypt, and that's his turn.
Cool. Okay, it's over to Sir Samuel. And yeah, it's not a crypt that you see on the right. It's actually like a raised platform with a stone table in the center. You get the impression that perhaps once upon a time there was something of value on it. It looks almost like a very big pedestal to you, Norman. But it seems there is nothing on it anymore. So Samuel is kind of, caught his breath and said,
All right. I think we're ready to move out.
Alice is gonna follow. Duncan.
for the sake of it, I'll try a treasure roll on this adjacent zombie, if I may.
Well,
But
the good news for you is there was already loot on that one.
Oh, sweet.
So there was a chance that, you know, if you guys actually looked at the dead, you might actually find something. But this one is wearing a necklace around its neck, and it has an amethyst, kind of, you know, as the kind of centerpiece for it. And as you kind of grab it and hold it in your hands and look at it, you can feel magic emanating from it. It seems to be quite valuable. It's very beautiful too.
Duncan looks left and right, and then tucks it in his shirt.
Very nice. Do you put it on?
No. Oh, God, no.
Okay.
Smart, don't do that.
So
You
at this
said
point,
amethyst,
guys,
right?
yeah, amethyst. That's what I said.
Okay.
It's at this point, guys, that you suddenly hear the sound of a scream off in the distance, but it doesn't sound human. It sounds almost otherworldly. It sounds like it's kind of bouncing around, ethereal, perhaps. And it makes you all a little bit nervous hearing that. So Samuel kind of says, "Relax, everyone. The necromancer is trying to play games with us. Continue on. Let us move forward." Isabel.
I'm gonna dash up there.
Cool. Norman.
I will dash right up beside Isabel.
Right. And now that you guys are in some sort of formation, we're gonna, if you're happy to, we're gonna move as a formation. Is that cool?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Alrighty. So with that in mind, you guys now begin moving forward. Unison. You can see that this this dip does actually lead back up to another side, and it seems to be a very kind of symmetrical room. There's 4 more pillars on this side. And, you know, if I'm being honest, guys, it's quite a breathtaking room. It's very pretty, despite the fact that there are bodies and blood everywhere. And I will say, guys, in this area that you're standing, Norman, just to the south of you, there is a lot of blood. And the blood kind of stops at the wall, and is kind of smeared onto the wall as well. Looks nasty. But what I will say is that the floor of this room is mosaiced with a skeletal arm holding like scales, like balancing scales, and that is like the sign of KELEMVOR, basically. But anyway, is there anything anybody would like to do in this room before you guys proceed?
Does it look like any of that blood was like dragged behind the wall, or is it just splattered on the wall?
You're not too sure. You would need to spend a bit of time kind of investigating the wall to try to discern anything.
Norman's gonna take a quick look.
So you kind of come down and start kind of touching the wall, and you suddenly kind of hear a click in the wall.
And
Suddenly
I
you
jump
realize
back.
it's a door. And suddenly you realize it's a doorway. But yeah,
Oh,
you leap,
okay,
you leap back. You know, I know you leap back away. It's good to leap away from things that click, to be honest. But realizing that there's no threat, you approach again and push it open.
Oh, I found something.
What have you found?
I point to the door.
Well done. So Samuel kind of moves up and says,
A secret passageway. I was not aware of this. We need to check it out.
And there is blood, and it is like there's actually blood boot prints running down this corridor.
Do they look fresh?
No. They are dry. They are all dried up.
This might be where your necromancer got in from.
You think?
Yeah,
Well.
I guess I'm stating the obvious.
You are, but we do need to make sure. Check it out.
Alright, Norman will begin. I don't really know how much more movement he has here, so you mind if I just like pop right down here?
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
There.
Alice is gonna walk down too and bring his torch. She's probably gonna hand the torch over to Sir Samuel. Walks down with you. Duncan.
Duncan laments as we're heading down the creepy passageway. Oh yeah, follow the bloody footsteps. No, it's never follow the rainbow or follow the silver lining. No, follow the bloody footsteps. What? Clearly he is some shade of terrified.
Yeah,
Walking down.
that makes a lot of sense. Isabel. So, you guys now start moving down the corridor, and you can see that it leads to a dead end. But the prints go straight to the wall. Don't stop. What does that mean? Norman.
It's like Mario 64. Gonna go through the wall.
Probably another secret door. I'm gonna go over to where is it? Just at the end of the hallway where the boot prints end?
They do, yeah.
All right. And I'm just gonna start pushing on the wall, trying to find the next thing. And if I hear a click, I'm gonna jump back like I did the first time.
Yeah, so you actually pull one of the bricks out of the wall, and as you get it to a point, you hear a very heavy, like, drop sound, like a thump sound, crunk, like a mechanical sound. And yeah, you've unlocked it. You can open it if you wish.
I think at this point I'm gonna wait for everybody to get back into formation, and then we'll start moving on through.
Sounds good. Alice is going to move up and kind of get behind you. Duncan?
I shall move up to the front.
Sounds good. Isabel?
I'm gonna move up right behind Duncan and next to Alistair.
Alright, Norman, over to you.
I open up the door.
You open the door and you see 6 pedestals that line either side of the room, perfectly symmetrical with one another. And not much else can really be spotted apart from what you see on the walls, Norman, which are murals of knights. Some on horseback, some dismounted, but all of them valiant, heroic, and imposing.
Norman's gonna step on in.
And as you step into the room,
Bring his torch with.
yeah, that'd be a good idea. There you go. So, getting to this point, you notice there is chalk on the floor. It seems a circle has been drawn and ruins have been marked. There is also an altar to the south. There are a couple of skulls on it, as well as a candle holder with candles still in it, candles in it, stained with blood. You get an uneasy feeling about this place. It seems, despite the fact it's in the temple of KELEMVOR, it feels dark. It doesn't feel like a good place.
All right. At this point here, I'm going to return back in after feeling like there's something wrong with this here. I'm gonna be like, Alistair. Then I look like to the rest of the group. I'm like, I feel like we should all move in there at once if any of us are gonna go into there. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Alistair, go investigate that altar at the end of the room there. Tell me what you know about it.
I don't want to go in by myself.
Of course. I'm saying we all move in at once.
So you want to regroup in there?
That's not how turn order works, Norman.
All right. Norman's gonna stay right there, and then and that's that.
Yeah, and Alistair kind of walks in too alongside you and looks at the floor and starts trying to discern what's being written there. So Samuel's gonna move up. Duncan?
Oh, I'm gonna step in. 10, 15, 20. I guess just examining the walls, but certainly not comfortable.
Cool. Isabel?
I'm gonna step up next to Sir Samuel and end my turn.
Lovely. And if you want to do Norman?
Norman's gonna go up to the altar and being that he has done his sermon for KELEMVOR in his youth, he's gonna try to discern if he recognizes any of this.
Sure, okay. Roll me a intelligence check, Norman, for what you can discern and figure out about this altar. This is a altar to KELEMVOR, funnily enough. It seems to be just a special one that's been tucked away. You get the impression by these pedestals that there were probably items on these pedestals, things of various value to the institution. There's nothing anymore. It's been either emptied or it was never filled in the first place. But the actual altar itself, whilst being an altar of KELEMVOR, doesn't look like it anymore. It's got I mean, it's got human skulls on top of it. It's got a candlestick that is stained with blood, with dried blood on it. It looks desecrated to you, Norman. This is a desecrated shrine.
Norman's going to sweep all of that shit off the altar. He
Oh,
doesn't
no,
like that
okay.
whatsoever.
You sweep it all off the altar, and it makes a awful racket as that happens.
Don't you touch the voodoo hoodoo stuff? Norman's cursed.
That
Soon
was
as
not. That was
Yeah,
not
I just start rolling lots of dice, don't I? That's how you.
Yeah, that was not my brightest moment.
That was really fun. I'll give you a luck point for role-playing your character. But I will say that as you do that, suddenly a dark shadow wisps into the room and immediately lunges at you, Norman. So what I'd like you guys to do, click on your tokens, please. Roll initiative. Whilst I look for this fucking sheet.
Got the sensual 19.
Sensual.
It's a nice
Is that-
word, that, isn't it? Sensual.
It's great. It's a great word to describe that. Yeah. Ah, it's
Norman,
a
I
torch
hate
again.
to tell you, you've rolled for the torch again.
Yeah. I did.
You
Loki,
dipstick.
how do I put my character on the sheet? Like if this if this happens here.
We
Just,
can't.
just move your token like to the side of the torch when you like roll initiative. There you go. I sorted it for you this time. That's how my other players do it. They just drag the torch away, roll initiative, and then drag it back.
All right, thanks.
Okay, where was I?
Yep. The murdery specter who wants to murder my face.
Horrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a surprise round, by the way. Let's hit it.
Oh boy.
So it comes flying out from the darkness, and you have to quickly react and protect yourself. Roll me a block check with disadvantage.
All right, 11.
11, let's have a look. Shadows have a +2 to hit, which means, unfortunately, you've been hit. You take a... Actually, it's got 2 attacks. Okay, well,
Oh dear God.
sake of purpose, I'd like you to roll again with disadvantage.
Oh, Normie,
Oh
Normie.
no. Oh, fuck me.
You might want to
Alrighty.
use that look point immediately.
Yeah, I'm going to use the luck point to,
Roll once
well,
more.
how would that work? Do I just roll with disadvantage again?
No, you just roll one more dice.
Okay.
So roll it. 11 hits, but it's not a crit. You have been hit twice. You take 2d4 damage, Norman. And also, you take 2 points of strength damage. That means your strength is reduced by 2 until you take a rest.
Oh shit.
It's worth mentioning, if you get to 0 strength, your character dies. Be aware that if that crit had gone through, that would have been 2 points of strength, so that would have been 3 total. So your character is now weaker. Make a note of what your strength score normally is. But obviously mark on your sheet like the difference and change, like, you know, on the attribute section. So at this point it's gonna... I like the idea that its attacks, it like goes for like a clawing rake as it actually rushes through your body. And now ends its turn over here, looking towards Duncan and Alistair. Now I'm going to roll its initiative. 13. Sir Samuel and Duncan first. Duncan, you can go first, man.
Alright. Well, I will thrust myself between the creature and Alistair. Well, clubs are known for being brilliant at this kind of job. Let's hit the ethereal beast. 22 for 6 damage. How much is it immune?
I'm reading the sheet. It doesn't say that it has any immunities.
Oh. Well, fair enough. I'm pleasantly surprised by that.
I think it's because it's a low tier undead. It's not like there was a chance that I could... By the way, guys, I rolled a d4, I rolled a 1 on the d4. If I rolled 4, there would have been 4 shadows.
Well, I'll consider myself lucky as I somehow hurt the shadow with my mace, my club.
Imagine you swing at it and it's like swatting away a fly. You're kind of forcing it to retreat and recoil. Destroying a shadow is a completely different thing, but sending it away, doable.
Right.
Samuel's going to move up. Going to drop the torch on the ground. I'm going to roll a d6 to see if the torch goes out. It does. Alright, and he's going to go for a swing. Another. They both miss. Over to Norman.
Norman is gonna...
And Norman, as your turn starts, your torch goes out. You're now in darkness.
Shit.
My alarm just went.
Alright, well, Norman's gonna spark a torch on for his turn here.
Have you got a torch, yeah? Mark off a torch.
Yep, I do.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 1 hour. Cool. I will add a torch back. And you will be able to proceed as you were. That is the end of your turn, unless you would like to reposition.
You know, I think I'm going to move on behind this pillar over here for now.
Cool. It's now the turn of the shadow. We've got a surprise round. Isabel, you just like start to realize what's going on. You're starting to run over, but the shadow is able to attack first and is going to go for an attack on Duncan. Duncan, I'd like you to roll me a block check, but you know what? I'm going to use one of my curse points here that I got the previous session to make you roll with disadvantage.
Alright, bring it on. That's a 5.
Either way, you would have failed, but curse points are in play, guys. A deer never forgets.
Take 2 damage. Now, is this reduced to 1 by my armor?
Well, I wanted to say, the only reason why it was 2d4 is because it was 2 attacks that Norman took.
Oh, crap.
It would be a d4, so you just take 1 damage.
But furthermore, is that 1 damage reduced to 0 by my armor?
Oh, I would say because a shadow is like a shadowy creature, it doesn't get reduced.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Alright,
Yeah.
fair enough.
And you do take a point of strength damage.
Crapes.
I know. There's no save against it. If you get hit, it basically just like sucks out some of your strength.
Alright, just give me a moment here. Continue, yeah, I'm good to go.
Cool. It now sweeps through Duncan and Alistair towards Isabel and targets you. Isabel, roll me a block check, please. You managed to defend yourself. Well done. It's your turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to swing at it.
Sounds good. That hits. Oh, Isabel, how do you want to do this?
So yeah, so I was looking out the door, and as it comes towards me, I notice it, and then I quickly spin around, and as it's about to fly through me, I just slice it, and then like I assume it just like dissipates into shadow.
It basically like explodes into a cloud of darkness that dissipates over the next few seconds. With that, my guys, the combat is over.
Well, that surely scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, me too. I have bad news about what I see on the floor, ladies and gentlemen. This looks like a circle of teleportation. That might explain how they got in.
So Samuel seems kind of confused and says, "Does this thing not normally require somebody to draw it here?"
Yes.
And Sir Samuel is trying to put things together, and Alistair says,
It means there is a rat within the church. Somebody who is serving the enemy. Otherwise this wouldn't have happened.
Sir Samuel kind of pauses for a moment of reflection, whilst Duncan, what do you want to do? What do you want to say?
Well, he's sort of nursing his limp wrist as he's feeling, the sapping power of the creature, and well, that's a pretty scary revelation. what are we going to do about it? I mean, can we dash the circle? Get rid of it?
Allison
That
nods.
feels like a start.
Yes, I can get rid of it. It's, as you younger ones would call, graffiti. Graffiti takes care of it.
And he gets out his own chalk and starts chalking over and kind of defiling the teleportation circle and rubbing it out.
Duncan asks, are you sure you're supposed to draw? I've never seen one that big. No, I'm kidding.
He's drawing a dick.
No, I'm joking. Alright. Well, I suppose,
Headphones.
sorry?
I saw this like fucking this meme, this like video meme of this kid who's like walking along with his mum, and he sees like a graffiti of a penis, but it looks like headphones as well, and he goes, "Headphones, headphones!" It's so funny. But yeah. Is there anything else you want to do before I move on to Isabel's turn?
I will just stand aside. I'm good.
Cool. Isabel.
I'm gonna step closer and I'm gonna look at Sir Samuel. Sir Samuel, correct me if I'm wrong, but only the upper echelons of the church were allowed here, correct?
No, there were, as far as I'm aware, people assigned here who are, well, let's put it middle of the pack.
I see.
So there are typical priests who come down here, but also members of the Doom Guard as well. These are basically the underlings of the Order. So there are quite a few individuals who'd have access to this place. I mean, all of the priests that you've been fighting, at least the ones who have their flesh still on their bone, they would be some of those people who are allowed here. Anyway, I don't see any necromancer here. But it's good to know that we now understand how they got here in the first place. We need to be more vigilant against these kind of attacks.
Norman's just gonna take a quick look around this room before we get going. Do those, bloody footprints lead anywhere into the walls again? Or, do they just kind of end at the altar?
Interesting enough, they end at the teleportation circle.
Oh, alright, well, okay, that makes sense.
And what does that tell you? It tells you that they got away. Like, they managed to escape. But only one pair of bloody boot prints seem to have actually ran down here. There were no others.
I guess I'll wait for my turn to start communicating that to Samuel.
Oh, you can communicate it now. Let's just openly roleplay. It's fine.
Alright, yeah, Norman's gonna mention that it might be, maybe the necromancer is no longer here. If, like, there's the teleportation circle, there's the boots, maybe they just ended up raising a shit ton of undead down here, and they might be gone now.
That would be disappointing. For all of the darkness and death that is brought upon this place, we need to have some justice.
Well, there's clearly somebody inside the church who has done this. Let's try to clear out as much of this place as we can once we get back up to the surface. Don't make mention of this to anybody, and start an investigation. We'd be more than happy to help out.
Roll me a charisma check. Because you're asking him to... You're telling him what to do. And he pauses for a moment and says,
Remember your place, Norman. I am in charge here.
Of course, sir.
Now, get your keister out of here. We're going to leave this place and continue exploring. Now!
All right,
Yes.
that's all. If you does anybody want to do anything else here, or are you guys all ready to leave?
I'm ready to leave.
Isabel's
you see-
drawing his second penis.
You're doing that thing where you're saying, "Are you sure?" No one else wants to do anything. Like when I didn't find that crucifix at that place. I'm really. What else would there be? I'm just trying to think. I don't want to touch the altar again. Or could there be another sliding puzzle with the pillars, like what we found with the greenskin camp? I'm just trying to think of anything that could be in this room that we haven't thought of yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes a bait is just a bait, though.
Alright.
You're not gonna find all the treasure in every dungeon, but
That's the worst part, yeah.
All
Every
right.
dungeon you leave, there's bound to be treasure in it. Alright,
Yeah.
alright, let's get a wriggle on.
it definitely was in the last one you did. To be fair.
Fair enough. Alright, let's go, just for the sake of time.
Okay.
And we
So
got
if you guys
a torch burning down.
want to move back to the hall to the north, just drag your tokens nice and far up. Norman's obviously got a torch.
Did we just leave Isabel in the dark?
Yeah, and Alistair too. I'll move their tokens up. It's fine. So you guys now find yourselves here, and you kind of look around. You don't spot anything out of the ordinary. The place is silent, but the place itself is pretty big. Sir Samuel says,
Where we're going now is the dormitories for the priests down here. I'm expecting there to be a lot of enemies.
All right. Norman's going to try to make a what are they called? The restore the curative.
Yeah.
Can I do that now?
yeah, if you're able to, you have failed a couple of spells recently, or at least one. Oh, rip.
Anyone got a luck point?
Very right out.
I've got mine. I'll use my luck point on this.
Because you're down like 2 points of strength. Damn.
Boo.
Oh, come on. All right. Well, I lost that one.
So, it's your turn then, guys. Sake of purpose, you kind of get to this corridor. You see corridor goes in all 4 directions: north, east, south, and west. And Sir Samuel says,
I believe it's probably best we go that way.
and he kind of points to the left.
Oh, I don't get to commune with the gods. Damn it. Alright.
What do you mean, commune with the gods?
You know what I do. I let the gods decide.
Okay, do it. Go for it, man. Well, no, I get that. Actually, no, to be fair, Sir Samuel is kind of taking point, isn't he?
Yeah.
That way.
Alright, well, left we go.
Okay.
You did say left, right?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Norman.
Norman. So you now kind of move down the corridor and you find that there is a little bit of a turning ahead. You don't really know exactly what it is, but nothing really stands out of the normal as Norman kind of comes up behind you. It's about your turn as well.
That's my turn.
Cool. Round 28. So Samuel shifts up as well. For some reason, I don't think Alistair's on the turn order for some reason, so I'm just going to move Alistair up. And it's over to Duncan.
All right. Duncan will turn to Norman and say, can I just really quickly borrow that torch?
Yeah, of course. And Norman hands it over to Duncan.
Nice.
He will take it. Where's it gone? There it is. He will take it and step around here just to peek. Oh, there's a door.
The door? Big old door. It's a stone door as well.
I will. Duncan says, "Oh, I found a door. Here, let me." And he steps up. I'll give it a push.
Give it a push, and it opens. And you see the back of a knight, who suddenly now begins to look in your direction. And as he does, you realise that he is not alive anymore.
Can I pull it closed very quickly?
It cost your action to open the door.
Dang it! Can I still move?
Yeah.
Okay. Duncan, as he comes in, again, very Scooby-Doo-esque moment. He's a very Shaggy-esque character. He sees the zombie, turns around, jumps in the air, his legs do a cartoon spin, and he jumps... Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. And he jumps out here. As he says, it's in we got company.
-1, what the fuck?
Oh, and Duncan will actually he'll give you your torch back, Norman. There you go, mate.
Rightio.
Alright, guys. Look on your tokens, please. Roll initiative. Alright. You now start to hear the sounds of moaning once again, and it's your turn, Norman. What would you like to do?
Alrighty. I have a bag of caltrops. I'd like to move over and toss them into this doorway.
Nice. Caltrops,
and then I'm gonna move
caltrops,
back
caltrops.
behind Duncan because I don't have a lot of hit points.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
I think caltrops slow things down, don't they?
Yeah, I'm looking them up right now. Caltrops. Tiny triangle-shaped iron spikes. Living creatures who step on caltrops take 1 damage and can only move at half speed for 10 rounds. Have you noticed something about how it's written? Living creatures.
Aww.
I don't know if that's intentional from the writer, but I guess the idea is that they don't feel pain. They step on the D4s and it doesn't really slow them down.
Well, at least they'll do 1 damage to them.
Yeah. Alistair's gonna stay in position. He can't really do anything. Bless me. Over to Duncan.
Okay. I will step up here, clear some room, and wait for the zombies to emerge, so that we can sort of
Nice.
funnel them.
Yeah, I like it. 10, 20, 25, 30. Zombie steps through and steps on a couple of the caltrops, taking a point of damage. It is not slowed by the process, as he just kind of steps on it and it just goes straight through his foot. It just goes straight through his foot. And he comes flying through, swings back a long sword, and tries to cleat your head off, Duncan, as you have to very quickly make a block check.
15. Sorry, that's not meant to be on disadvantage.
Nice. Are you wielding a shield currently? You got a shield?
Yes, my dragon scale shield.
Dragon, yeah. So you bring out the dragon scale shield and you manage to block the attack, but it's a very hefty swing and it leaves a big thud and a bit of a mark on the shield. Hopefully that can be kind of buffed off.
Jammy bastard, you damaged my magic shield.
Boo! Isabel. Actually, he's got 2 attacks. I forgot. He goes for you, Isabel. Roll me a block check. Ooh, that's tasty. Give me a sec. It'll be DC. Yeah, it'll be DC 14. He hits you. That's 1d8 damage. 6 points of damage, and I like the idea of it being
Accidentally
like.
rolled a d9.
Oh, that's okay. D8, so it's 4 points of damage. So, guys, it's like a cleaving motion. The swing hits Duncan's shield, and kind of follows through, and hits Isabel and slices her arm, leaving now this kind of gash, and blood is now kind of dripping down your arm, Isabel. Nasty. It is now your turn along with a zombie. I'd like you to roll me a d20 for whether you or the zombie go first. I've remembered this time, which means you're probably going to roll higher. There you go. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna move over here so that Sir Samuel has some room, and I'm gonna swing at this creature.
Yeah, it looks, and let's keep the roleplay going. So as you swing and hit this undead knight, dealing how much damage? 6 points of damage. Sir Samuel says,
That's one of my knights! Oh no!
Zombie is going to have his turn now. 10, 20, dash, 10, 20. So Sammy's going to step forward, and he's going to go for 2 swings with his blade. They both miss. Boo. They get louder and louder, the sounds of the moaning zombies. It's Norman's turn.
At this point, I'd like to hand off the torch to Alistair and equip my shield. Will that take an action?
Hand over the shield. To equip to equip a shield, I think it would take an action, yeah. But to hand over the torch, that's like a free action. So that is your turn as you now equip your shield.
That's my turn. I'm gonna stay right where I am.
Alistair takes the torch, but is going to quite creatively step forwards, and he's gonna kind of breathe in and then blow on the torch and form like a bolt of fire. I'm just really flavoring his magic missile as like a bit of a breath weapon, and the fire is gonna burst over the zombie. I'm gonna roll to see if he hits with his magic missile, and see what happens. Damage wise, 2 points of damage. It's now Duncan's turn.
Well, I'm going to run away. No. You know what I'm going to do. 17, does that hit him?
Yeah, it does.
Alright, 6 damage on these bombs.
How do you finish it?
Is he wearing a helmet?
He is.
I crush in the helmet with a terrible metal crunching sound.
Very cool.
So again, sort of Duncan takes on the image of the 80s slasher movie murderer, rather than any kind of warrior.
Smashing it in the head repeatedly. Very cool.
Yeah, that's done.
Alright, Isabel, I need to roll me a d20. When you're ready. Your turn.
I'm gonna step there and I'm gonna swing at the creature.
Alright. That hits. 6 points of damage. And you slash with your sword. Nice strike. The zombie that now kind of charges into the area and is going to go for an attack on Duncan as you manage to kind of sidestep it as it runs in. Duncan, go for a block check.
22.
Block. Very nice. The Samuel swings twice with his sword. Once one of them hits. And he manages to slice and cut through the second zombie. But interestingly enough, the zombie doesn't die and remains with 1 hit point. Every other roll I've done, guys, I've rolled like shit. That's the first time I've rolled a successful check with the zombies when they hit 0 hit points. It is very similar to how zombies work in other systems, where there's a chance that they will not die from being down to 0.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I was keeping track of it. I was just rolling dice, and they kept dying. Quite a high DC in this. This zombie comes in behind and is going to try and kind of claw at Isabel from round the corner. I want you to try and block, please, Isabel. Yeah, you managed to do so. It's now around 30. Norman.
Norman, now equipped with his shield, is going to come on in and try to finish off this zombie.
Go for it.
That actually hits.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah.
Well, it is just a zombie.
3 damage.
You managed to cut through it. It begins to falter. And this time, it's dead. A GM rolled that, but dead. And the bodies are now beginning to pile up in this doorway. It's now difficult terrain to move through that square that you guys see on either side, Isabel and Norman. The X square.
What does that mean?
It just means it's double movement.
Oh, okay.
I know in like Shadowdark, I've had people tell me like you shouldn't even be using fucking squares in Shadowdark, but it's like, well, I'm using maps, so what are you saying? That people can just run from one corridor to another? There's no limit on how far they can run? Don't be silly. If I'm going to be using maps like this, there's got to be some sort of cap on how far people can run.
Just import a few of the 5e rules. I like it. It works well.
Yeah, I feel like for an IRL game, you could probably like throw movement out the window, but for like an online game, it's very important that you have some sort of measurement of speed.
Exactly.
Here's your turn, Norman.
Oh, it is. Okay. Didn't I just take out that zombie? I think that's.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well,
yeah, that's that.
Okay, my apologies. I got a little bit, confused. Alistair will magic missile, and he does succeed again. 4 points of damage as he zaps a zombie in the doorway. Your turn, Duncan.
All right. Step forward. Go for the club.
It's
That's a hit. 4 damage.
4 points.
Is it still up?
It is.
Are you
Hefty
gonna?
hit. Isabel.
I'm gonna step there and I'm gonna swing.
Cool. Hits. And that's enough damage to finish it off.
I'm gonna step there.
And it is dead. That in mind, the combat is over. It's Sir Samuel's turn, and he says,
Right, everyone. Investigate the room, make sure it's clear. Go, go, go!
Yes, sir.
Norman.
Make sure you jump on over those caltrops, which I am going to to do here.
Oh, well, I will say one of the bodies has like literally fallen onto the caltrops. So
Oh, I can just walk over it.
yeah, you can.
At this point, I'm gonna come into here, and then I'm gonna realize, Alistair, and I'm just going to like nod for him to come and bring the torch on over so we can see. I prefer if he carried it.
He can't move. You know, that means he's got to move into the room.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna jump on into the dark, I suppose. Alistair.
Shines a light.
Yeah,
Duncan.
and I'm gonna end it there because I can't see much else.
Well, they're sort of clogging the doorway. So I will use my action before movement, if I may do a, well, check the knight's body, see if I can't find anything interesting.
Cool. Yeah. So you start kind of patting down the knight. Roll me a treasure check.
Come on. Damn it. Alright. So you did say he had a longsword.
He does. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll point out what basic equipment he has to the group, and then head in myself. 5,
Alrighty.
10, 15, 20. Over here.
All right. Over to Isabel.
I will pick up the longsword and put it in my bag, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna peek down the hallway.
Okay.
I'd
then I'll just
actually
move in
like
there.
to, if you may, Isabel, I'd actually like to take that long sword. I'm only using the bastard sword one-handed, and it'll be less slots for me to carry that thing around.
Okay. Do you want me to take the bastard sword then?
Yeah, sure, you can take my bastard sword.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Swap weapons, guys. Isabel comes into the room and stands alongside you. So Samuel is going to kind of stay in the corridor and just kind of wait for you guys to go in. Suddenly, a zombie now steps out from the darkness, seeing you guys enter into the room, and goes to attack you, Isabel. Roll the block.
Oh no.
That is 2d4 damage, Isabel. That is 6 points of damage as the zombie runs up to her, grabs her arm, and begins to tuck in and rip apart her flesh, causing blood to squirt out as you begin shouting, screaming, and suddenly pass out. Brutal. Roll me a d4 and add your con modifier, which you've already done, I think. Yep. 4 rounds. Well, you got a really high con, wow. 4 rounds before Isabel is dead. And it's worth mentioning that the creature has still got hold of her. So, Norman, what do you want to do?
Well, Norman immediately is gonna rush on over and try to push this thing off of her and start slashing it with the longsword he just got from her.
What are you trying to prioritize right now? Shoving it away with like a strength check, or attacking it with a weapon?
I'll shove it.
Shoving it away, getting it off of her.
Okay, so roll me a strength check, please. Do you have
12?
grit?
I'm a ranger. I do not.
Oh yeah, you don't. You are not able to shove it away, and instead, it actually digs in, and more blood begins to squirt out from Isabel's wound. And you realise quickly, guys, if you don't do something, she's going to die right here. In a bit of a panic, Alistair runs into the room. Seeing what's going on, he points his weapon at her. Doesn't really have a lot of spells, does he? Bless his cotton socks. He is gonna have the magic missile, buddy hell. Oh, natural 20! Okay, yeah, we'll do
Oh,
double
yeah.
damage. 6 points of damage as this huge bolt of arcane energy, it strikes and actually goes and creates like this big hole in the chest of this zombie that is not letting go of Isabel. It's not letting go. It's like a bulldog, like latched onto her, just trying to rip and tear as much flesh off as it can before meeting its inevitable end. Duncan, it's your turn.
Okay, I want to try something very risky. So, I want to make an appeal here. Can I full body tackle, I don't mean just shove, but tackle the zombie and potentially try and not even, like, it wouldn't even take a roll. I would just throw myself at it and potentially damage myself or get grappled by the zombie, taking Isabel's place. Can I essentially just wham straight into it and tussle on the ground with it?
You're going for a rugby tackle then?
Yeah, something, or if not, just like leaping, full body, chest forward into him.
Alright, I mean, it is going to be a check. It's going to be a strength challenge. You versus
Fair
the
enough.
zombie, and you're going to have to beat it to be able to do anything to it.
Alright, well, I do have
But
grit.
I will say, I don't want you to just beat the zombie. I want you to annihilate him in this role, if you want that to happen.
Okay. Alright, I have grit.
Oh, good
So
luck.
there's solid chance. Here we go. That's a 15 as I lunge forward.
I roll a 9. So you come running up, you slam into the zombie, and tackle it away from Isabel. You both now find yourselves prone on the ground as you wrestle with the monster that might have just killed one of your friends.
Okay.
That's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Isabel's turn. You need to roll me a con check, please, Isabel. For the first of 4 rounds that you have until your inevitable, I guess, your death, your demise. 3 rounds remaining.
Bloody hope Sir Samuel can do something.
Samuel comes in, sees Isabel on the ground. He's going to reach down, and he's going to try and cast a spell. He succeeds. And restores Isabel for 6 hit points.
Jesus.
Ooh.
You are still prone, Isabel. And says, "Not yet, milady. You still have more fighting to do." The zombie on the floor is obviously fighting Duncan, but it doesn't play fair, Duncan. It's going for a bite attack on you. I will ask you, do you have a shield equipped? You do, don't you?
Yes.
Because of how awkward you are on the ground right now, with this shield on one arm, you're not really able to, like, wrestle the creature very well. I'm going to give you disadvantage on your block check.
Fair enough.
You didn't
That's
have
a
a shield, but you still rolled like a fucking monster.
Jesus Christ.
He's
but-
impassioned by something.
I like the idea that maybe you've got, like, the shield between you and the monster, and you're just slamming the shield into the head of the zombie. And obviously it's not able to bite you specifically. It's round 33, and it's Norman's turn as you see Duncan smashing this zombie repeatedly in the face.
Norman is gonna try to come and help Duncan finish off this zombie, and he's going to make a attack with his longsword.
Cool.
I imagine because Duncan is like between it, will that give me any disadvantage, or is it because they're also prone?
It's standard, but if you roll a natural 1, which is very unlikely, if you roll a natural 1, you will hit Duncan
Don't
instead.
say that.
I was gonna
Don't
yeah,
say
you
it's
said it.
unlikely. Yeah.
You did roll a double nat 20 earlier, so I mean it is possible, isn't it? But it's worth mentioning he is technically prone, so you would have advantage on the attack.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah, the circumstances here do favour you guys, but you can imagine in a big fight, if you were to do this, Duncan, and tackle somebody, the enemy would have advantage on you. Your allies would have advantage on the enemy that you're wrestling with, right? So you're both kind of vulnerable to each other's forces, I suppose. But that does hit 21. You can roll damage.
6
And how-
damage.
And you know, how do you finish off the zombie?
As Duncan's kind of like smashing the head of this zombie, and I'm just going to kind of like come in between him and his shield, and I'm just going to like let him, like, while he's in that fit of rage, just like tap my sword onto this thing's forehead with the shield.
Nice. Cool. That in mind, Alice is gonna kind of run up here, just kind of glance around the room, make sure it's all clear. He says,
All clear.
"Your turn, Duncan."
Duncan spins on his knees, looking terribly worried, not knowing that Isabel's been healed. He takes off his hat and goes to start like stifling wounds or pad away blood. Sees that she's okay and says, Are you all right? Oh, that hurt. My head. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Thank the Lord.
You will
Oh.
need the wound to be checked over by one of our healers. But you'll live.
Thank you, Sir Samuel.
I'll repay that debt with swift justice to the heretic.
Alright, guys. At this moment, we're just over halfway through the session. I'm going to give you guys about a 5, maybe 10-minute break. Okay? Go to the bathroom,
Sounds
get
good.
yourself a drink, whatever else. Let your dogs out if you got dogs. Anything like that. We'll pick it back up soon.
Sweet.
Okay, very good.
That was badass of Duncan.
Hell yeah. Duncan, luck point.
Aw, thanks guys.
You might need it later. If there is a necromancer in here and you find him.
Just saying, it's looking pretty grim. Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
Alright, BRB as well, guys.
All right, I'm back. Who's here?
Tis I.
Tis him. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty decent. How about yourself?
Yeah, work's been all right. I'm getting lots of easy shifts because I work. I move places where I work every week depending on my roster. And some of the places are easier to work at than others. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good for myself.
That's nice. That's nice. I just ended up signing up for a tree planting gig coming May here. I sprained my ankle at work the other week, and my boss fucking screamed at me. So I took out a compo claim on them, and I'm basically just sitting at my house with a semi-sprained ankle right now. Just counting out the days. I might go back this week though, and then put in my 2 weeks. And
Yeah, right.
after that, I'm gonna be moving in with my buddy. Who's not gonna be charging me anything but utilities there. Yeah, I'll probably just save up a couple $1,000, quit, and wait a month until the planting season's in session.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
I'm back.
Ayo. How's things been up with you?
Everything's been alright, just really busy.
Yeah, everybody else is seeming to be really busy, man. I'm just injured. I should be moving out of my house, but my foot's too fucked up to be moving all these freaking boxes.
Oh,
Whack.
damn. Yeah, I've just been like working extra hard so I can get a new car.
Yeah. Worst of all, I ended up spraining my ankle. Like, we did not get any snow this year whatsoever. And then, like, this big dump on, like, February 29th happened. And all my friends went up to the ski hills during that time. And that was the day I fucking screwed my ankle.
Ooh. I remember, I felt really bad about it. I had to work, I had to go on light duties over Christmas because I also did something to my foot. But it wasn't that bad, or at least I didn't think it was. But the doctor was like, no walking. So all the other security guards that I work with were all doing patrols, whilst I was sitting there in the hut not doing anything, just doing crowd control. But because it's Christmas, there's no one around. So I just sat there all day not doing anything. I felt so bad.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the doctor though.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't in that much pain. He seemed to think that it should have been a far worse thing than what it felt, but, you know, whatever, innit?
Is what it is. Anyway, are we all ready here, Loki?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Alrighty, back to the dungeon crawl.
Hell yeah, buddy. So yeah, guys, the room itself is empty. Obviously, you've managed to slay the monsters that were in here. Other than that, this does appear to be another shrine to KELEMVOR. The walls are bare. The pillars are colourful and depict the iconography of KELEMVOR, which is weighed scales. There is an altar to the southern wall that you guys can see. And this one is not desecrated.
If I may, can I
You
go
may.
up to the altar and have a look at it?
Yeah. You kind of get up
Um,
and move on over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look. It's quite a large altar. There's like a rug right before it that people kneel at, and there is a candlestick, and there are a number of bowls that are like silver bowls on the top. They look like they would be worth money, but get the impression that that would be thievery.
Duncan, he steps up and is like admiring the candlestick, but he's holding his club in one hand. So he puts his club down and starts admiring the candlestick. So he picks it up and has a look at it. It's nice, this. He sort of turns around. Don't you think?
I
Alistair
believe so.
nods.
You may want to keep it all in its place, though. It's arranged a specific way.
Yeah, right. Well, Duncan will put it down.
Alright, Isabel.
Isabel will get to her feet and then rush over to where Alistair is.
So Samuel's kind of like taking a bit of a look around. Another door here. And he opens the door, glances through. Ends his turn. Over to Norman.
Norman's gonna go over to the altar right beside Duncan really quick and just quickly say a prayer to KELEMVOR, and then he's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then move up with Sir Samuel.
Very good.
That's my turn.
Very good. Alistair's gonna glance up and kind of look at the altar. Everything seems to be in order here. Oh, wrong voice.
Everything seems to be in order here. Best we get moving. I'm Sean Connery.
I'm Sean Connery. I'm gonna clip that and send it to fucking send it over, man.
Okay. Alright, so with that in mind, you guys now, unless there's anything else you wish to do, you now leave the chamber.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so people start leaving Duncan. What do you want to do before people all leave?
I was sort of waiting for everyone to walk over to the door before I did this. Duncan, now that he's in the shadows, takes up his club, and also adds a silver bowl to his inventory.
Cool. Yeah, so it's one gear slot for the silver bowl.
Fair enough.
In regards to value, you can roll me a D100 and we'll determine what the value is based on what you roll.
D100, 33.
Cool. It's worth 10 gold pieces.
Fair enough.
And I believe that would probably be an experience point too.
Oi.
To everybody in the party.
Alright,
Not that you realise it. You level up, well done.
Oh, I'm so close. Alright. And then with that, I will come along.
Alright. You guys all now regroup. So Samuel outside. And he looks left. And he looks right. And he says, to our left are the dormitories. To the right, that leads to the catacombs and the crypts. Which way do you think we should go?
Not the fucking catacombs.
The dormitories
okay.
first.
yeah,
Maybe we can find something of
let's-
use there.
I agree. Hey Loki, do you want me to level up now here, or should I be doing this later?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about it more and more, and I haven't really watched a lot of other people do live plays of Shadowdark, but I get the impression that you're supposed to level up once you get back to town, and I haven't been doing that. I've just been kind of allowing it to happen automatically. But I think the idea is you level up once you get back to town and transfer the treasure into gold. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So,
No, that makes perfect sense.
So, I mean, whilst that is the rules, I'm fairly certain, for the sake of this campaign with these characters in this game that we're currently running, I'm just going to do it the way that I have been doing it, so we have some continuity. I'll allow you to automatically level up. It's fine.
All right. So I'll roll my health then.
The interesting thing about this kind of style of game is that you will get to a high level very much quicker than you would in other systems, in my opinion at least. And yeah, it's not good health, is it? But the cool thing about that is that once you guys get to a max level and you guys are all kind of finished with the stories that you've kind of made, we just start a new game, make new characters, and do something different, do a different theme, or you know, maybe have you guys start off as a different, like a higher level or something. Who knows? Whatever you guys want.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! You get a pick.
I was going to say, yeah, this level we get.
Okay, so what I was thinking here, so Loki, you remember those short swords that I lost at the beginning of the game that I've talked about a few times?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would like to pick the D12 damage for short swords.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna end up going with.
Okay. Cool.
Alrighty, sick.
So, add it to your sheet.
Sweet. All right. And I think that's pretty much it.
Cool, yes, just put it into your talent section that you now do D12s with, do a D12 damage with short sword. I guess it's reflective of like pinpoint accuracy with the weapon, that you're just able to like ram the blade through the throat, the eyes. You know, you're a pretty brutal fighter. Or ranger in this instance.
Yes, sir.
So, with that in mind, you guys now begin to move down the corridor, approaching what Sir Samuel said is the dormitories. It's quiet. You can see that there's a turning off to the right. There's also, well, left on the screen, but right if you walk, as you're walking down, and it does continue further along. There's a doorway that you see. Sir Samuel says, "All right, everybody, take a bit of a walk. See if you can find anything." He's basically saying, fan out and investigate. So what I'd like you guys to do is, because, you know, we kind of took a break, you know, everything's kind of changed. I want you guys to click on your tokens, roll initiative for me, and we'll have you guys actually do a bit of exploring. And hopefully you'll be asking me some questions about things you see, etc.
See, I knew it. I knew I should have been. God damn it.
Wait,
I'm
what?
paranoid. See, I was thinking, I knew I should have been asking more questions about like the pillars and stuff that we were walking past and all that. Oh, god damn it.
Torch has gone out as well.
Norman's going to spark up a new one.
I will say, as soon as the torch goes out, I'm going to roll for a random encounter check to see if it occurs. Okay. Duncan, you said you want to spark a torch?
I said I want to spark a torch.
Oh, Duncan, sorry. Norman, even. My apologies. There you go. Hey, Siri. Set a timer for 1 hour. Rest of the session, actually. So you guys should be, unless the torch goes out from any weird circumstances, you guys should be good. But that's your turn, Duncan. Do you want to reposition anywhere before you end it?
I will move 5, 10, 15, 20 up here.
Yeah.
And just run my hand along the wall again, feeling for weird intricacies, levers, buttons, loose
Yeah,
bricks, you know.
You don't feel anything on that wall, but you do see that there's a little like alcove at this point. You get the impression there's a little corridor. Maybe there's a door there.
Well, I'll voice this to the party, but other than that, move on.
Alrighty. I need to actually roll for Sir Samuel. I forgot. He's 5. He's right at the bottom. Means Isabel is next.
I'm just gonna stand here and I'm gonna tell Alistair to go look at that door.
And Alistair will. With his staff, he pushes on the door with his staff and it creaks open. It's like a wooden door. And he peers in and sees a rug and some furnishings. And he says,
It looks like a bedroom to me.
he takes a step back. So Samuel, a step forward and his turn. Round 36. Duncan.
Okay. Duncan is going to put his club on his belt, take out a torch, and light it as he's kneeling down on the ground. Those of you who are nearby will hear him mutter out, "Spark a dark, where's my sire? Will I lay me, will I stay me? Bless this torch with fire." As he lights it up.
You light it up, and the doorway is already open, to your surprise. And as you look in, it's a dormitory. There are a good number of bunk beds that you see, and you spot a chest made of wood.
Okay. Well, Duncan calls out, I think I might have found something. But I'm not going in yet. I'll wait for you guys. And then I'll use my old trick. I will take a copper coin from my purse and flick it into the room and see if there's any reaction.
I like it. You flick it into the room, and nothing happens.
Okay, that's me done.
Silence. Isabel.
I'm just gonna stay put here, but I'm gonna tell Norman to go look into that bedroom.
Yeah, I guess I'll start making my way down.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You go into the room, and it appears empty. There's beds, there's kind of a rug, and a small kind of like, what would it be? Like a dressing table. There's a couple of shelves or drawers. Yeah, there's some drawers and kind of open up. Yeah?
I'd like to move the rug off the floor, see if there's anything under it.
You pull the rug off the floor. There doesn't appear to be anything under this one.
Alright. I mean, like, it seems to be a pretty normal room. Any books on the bookshelf?
Yeah, there are. There appears to be a journal on the bookshelf. There appears to be a book of hymns as well. And a couple of books that are a bit more kind of on the academic side. One for herbology, and one for fishing, surprisingly.
Norman is going to go and take a look at the journal and see who it's addressed to.
Okay, so you look at it, and it has a name on the front. The name is Byron.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna like quickly skim like the newest pages at all and see if there's any info that I can get on like anything since like the undead showed up.
Current events. Okay, yeah, roll me an intelligence check, because you're doing this all in a very small amount of time.
Alright,
You learn.
with me.
Yeah, you learn nothing from the book, but some study, and if you actually sat down and read it over the course of a long rest, maybe you could learn something from it. But just add priest journal. Takes up a gear slot.
Got it.
Alistair kind of glancing around, and his turn to Sir Samuel. Round 37. Over to Duncan.
Okay. Well. Well, yeah. Duncan will take 1, 2 steps forward as he sort of leans in.
As you walk into the doorway, you smell decay and rot. It's quite foul, and actually, it's disgusting. It actually makes you feel sick.
Duncan, again, rather cartoonishly, sort of mouth swells. Hello.
You see a priest dead in his bed.
Okay. Duncan. Okay. As he steps back out, guys. Found something.
Isabel.
Isabel, go check out what Duncan wants.
And then I'm going to end my turn there.
Cool. So you come in and you can smell the same stench that Duncan did. And there are 6 bunk beds in this this room. That's 12 beds. It's quite a densely furnished space with multiple chests, as well as a table and chairs in the center. A couple of rugs. Clothes everywhere. It appears to be in a bit of a state. You get the impression that, well, this place wasn't cleaned before things went awry, or maybe in the process of things going crazy, this all kind of happened, very sadly. Norman.
Yes, I would like to go up and join my friends up in the further corner. I'll make it over to here, and I'll end my turn with Duncan.
I like it. Over to Duncan.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Alright, sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20. Now that everyone's here, I'm feeling a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
Where was the body?
I'll begin to draw everything for you.
Enough.
Circles of stools. Bit more, bit more hectic and crazy than I first drew it. Yeah, so the big squares on the sides are the beds. And the one in the middle is obviously the table. Between each of them is another square. This is a chest. Okay. Person is in the bed in the center right.
Okay, well, Duncan will very slowly approach, and he will kick the one of the legs of the bed, see if there's any reaction from said corpse.
kick the bed. There is no reaction, and the body itself, he's on his back, looking up towards the, I guess it would be like the ceiling of his bunk, because he's on the lower bunk, and he has his hands up, he has his mouth open in shock, and it seems he has a blade rammed through his chest, and it's been left there. It looks
Blade looks
like a dagger. What do you say?
Oh no, so I it's all good. It's a dagger.
It's a dagger.
Fair enough.
It's still there, lodged in his chest. It seems they went straight for the heart.
Okay. Did kicking the bed take my action?
No, I wouldn't say so.
I'm gonna open or attempt to open this chest next to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna
like to face off.
I'm gonna roll a couple of checks really quickly just to see which of them are locked and which of them are not. Okay. So if I'm doing it left, upper left, lower left, upper right, lower right, it would be 4, 3, 2, 6. Yeah, so you go over to the chest and try to open it, and you manage to do so. In this instance, Duncan, you can roll me a treasure check.
Okay.
Oh yeah, buddy.
It's
You got something. You got something.
Oh, that's good. I thought it was only 5, 6.
It's 4, 5, 6. It's a 50% chance.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless I say otherwise. If I tell you that it's only on a 6, then it's only on a 6, but not in this instance.
D1 hundo.
Yeah. Just drawing a tick on that one.
An 8.
Good. Not a good roll, but you do not find anything of value. It's a rusty lantern with shattered glass.
Oh, I've already gotten that one. Right, fair enough.
No! You got another one.
Duncan, again, curses whatever dark god is looming over his shoulders and dashes it aside.
Yeah. Isabel.
I'm gonna go and search through this chest.
Okay, that was... that one's locked.
I'm gonna try to break the lock.
Alright, roll me a strength check.
Do I have advantage?
Sure. 18. Yeah, you managed to smash the lock off and open the chest. Roll me a looting check. Treasure check. Oh, you found something. Did you find some shattered glass? Or did you find something better? Roll me D100. 64 is pretty good. A fine set of ivory game pieces. 25 gold pieces in value, takes up 1 gear slot. Yeah, it's a back to front tick, that's so weird. What am I doing? There you go. Okay.
And does it have any experience with it?
I would say 1 point.
Yes! Sorry. That's level 3.
Let's see, level 3. Well, congratulations. You can roll for your hit points, and then you can roll a 2d6 to see what talent you get.
What is it? It's D8. Quick time, roll, D8. That's a 6, sexual, and then 2d6.
Right.
I got 6.
Okay, so just refer to the fighter chart. I'm pretty sure there's the character creation guide on the Roll20 that you can refer to. It actually has the talent for fighter on there. 6 is a +1 to attack rolls.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's specifically attack rolls, not damage.
Yeah,
so
not
just be aware of
damage,
But yeah, and you've gained 6 hit points, so change your HP, or at least change the maximum hit points. You don't also gain that as current. Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
So it looks like you're bloodied now, but you're not. The way I would describe it is you're winded. You're winded.
Mm.
But whilst you're doing that, let's proceed. Isabel's obviously done that. We can move on to Norman.
Norman would like to move on up into the room. And I guess he's gonna go and check this chest over here.
Very good.
Is it open?
Oh, let me look at the check. I rolled a 4, so yes, it is unlocked. You may open it. Roll me a treasure check. Let's see if you find anything.
Wah wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Put a tick to show that it's been searched. And that's the end of your turn.
Alistair now comes into the room. What is going on here? Dead man.
You'll end his turn. So Samuel kind of walks in and sees you guys, looking through these chests. He says, I did not employ you to steal from dead men. I implored you to take care of a necromancer. Out at once. He points towards the door. I'm gonna roll a check. Okay, Duncan. What do you do?
Yep. Let's take our selves and do as told.
You get the
Right.
impression he didn't actually see you guys take anything. He's kind of saying that like don't do it, if that makes sense. Because he didn't actually see any of you guys doing that. You did that whilst he was around the corner.
Well, Duncan has no reason to act guilty, so he'll hop out and wait for further instruction.
Isabel.
I just nod at Sir Samuel and I leave the room.
Norman.
Norman does the same.
Alistair heads out as well. So Samuel is left in the dark. Leaves the room.
To the crypts then, sir.
To the crypts. I was expecting more fighting here, but to be fair, we already have defeated quite a few enemies. It makes sense he would spread his forces quite thin. Try and slow us down as much as he could.
You have a number on how many people were buried down here?
Dozens, I would say. There could be more. And also there's nothing stopping the necromancer from raising those who've already been defeated. If he is roaming these halls, we could be in for some serious trouble.
Maybe it's a she.
I've never met a lady necromancer before, so I would pardon your thought.
I have. A few weeks ago, as a matter of fact. Was it even? No, it was only a week ago. There's a necromancer living out in a cave at a place where we surveyed for a mining operation.
Right.
I didn't think it was her until I saw that teleportation circle. Perhaps that's who it was.
And he says, that's interesting. What do you think she would have against the church?
Do you
Who
know her?
knows? Not personally. She almost killed me.
I see.
If I may, at that point, Duncan sort of looks over his shoulder. What do you think she'd have against the church? What? As in, she's not already an abomination, horrible monster that wants to kill everyone? I mean, that's pretty good motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Norman like nods in agreement. Duncan does have a point there.
He shrugs. It's fine. And you guys continue on. And as you guys kind of step to this point, you suddenly notice glyphs on the floor light up. Norman, I'd like you to roll me a dex check, please.
Oh boy.
Same for Samuel as well.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna luck point Norman.
Thank you.
It might still not be great.
The DCs in Shadowdark are 9, 12, 15, and 18. The DC for this was 12.
Oh no.
Fuck!
So Samuel shifts to the side, but suddenly the glyphs light up, and a current of arcane energy now bursts up from the ground and slices and burns the flesh of whomever stands upon it. Norman. Time to die, bro.
What? Am I dead?
No? I'm gonna ask you to roll some damage.
Okay.
2d6.
How much? How much, Loki?
2d6.
2d6. Okay. Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
As the energies burst up and you are burned all over your body and drop to the ground, and it happens so fast. Your light source goes out because it's completely eviscerated by the flames, and you are on the ground now, dying. Roll me a d4, add your con modifier, please, and I'll have everybody roll initiative to see if they can save you in time. Seven from Duncan, I'll just add that back. I was trying to delete everybody very
oops.
quickly. Fine, don't worry.
Sorry.
I do need to roll as well, Norman, to figure out where you are on this tracker. Somebody wrote in the YouTube chat, awesome. So Norman getting fucking annihilated.
Oh,
Resident
fuck.
Evil, dude. The laser hallway. Oh no, we've only got 2 rounds.
This is like a typical like glyph of warding, like what you would expect from a glyph of warding, and it's gone off. None of you guys have been looking for traps apart from like the first part of this dungeon. I guess you assume there weren't any. Don't know what this would tell you. That there's a trap here. Maybe you're getting close. Have you got a con modifier or not, Norman?
I do not.
Oh,
That's
fucking hell, mate. You do need to roll me a initiative check as well to determine where you will be in the initiative. To roll each of your checks. If you roll high, you're gonna lose a round. Okay, you rolled a 13. Okay. I'm gonna roll initiative for Alistair. You rolled a fucking 4.
Oh no. Okay. Sir Samuel, save me. Save me, please.
It's your turn, Isabel.
So I drop my sword to the ground for a moment, and I'm going to try to stabilize Norman.
Very cool, yeah, so it's an intelligence check. That is a fail. So Samuel kind of shifts over and kind of looks down at you and kind of comes to one knee and says, KELEMVOR, guide my hand. Heal this man of his wounds and bring him back to full order. he closes his eyes as the energy now begins to kind of run down his arm, coalesce in his fingertips, resonates as it now begins to heal you. I'm going to roll a check. Let's see if it actually goes off or if he fails. Oh shit, I didn't roll it. That goes off.
Oh, thank God.
You regain 12 hit points.
Norman kind of just like lies there for like a quick second, and then like shoots up, just sitting like straight up, like, what happened? What's that smell? What's going on? Where am I?
It's worth mentioning, Norman, that your mustache has gone.
No! How could you do this to me? It was so sexy. No.
You don't look like a fucking 70s porn star anymore. You fucking lost your mustache. I will say you also do have burns over your part of your face and also your arms as well. Whether these can be recovered, they could, but it would require multiple trips to a healer. So I would actually add to your sheet that you now have a visible burns upon your skin.
Okay.
It's not permanent. It is semi-permanent. It could be permanent if you don't really give it much thought. And be aware I will be making note of it, so if you do not give it much thought, then it will be permanent.
Well, I am also making note of it. So.
Yeah, it's where I imagine the orcs will probably think quite fondly of you if you've got those burns on your face. You look a little bit like them, but I don't think humans will look at you the same way.
Maybe. I'll
Who
think
knows?
about it.
Norman is now burned, partially on his face and his arms. Very cool. But yeah, you get back to your feet. So Samuel says, "The necromancer is deploying traps against us. Keep your eyes peeled, men and woman."
Yep.
It's now
Wait,
Duncan's
that's not
turn.
me.
Well, you did say Duncan, right?
I did say Duncan. Duncan Donuts, mate.
Well, I've got the torch, so he will gingerly step over the line, and then 10, 15, 20. Again, noting, keeping eyes alert to the ground and for what may lurk.
Yeah, roll me a spot check, please.
That's wisdom, innit?
That is wisdom, innit? It's one of the only instances where you use wisdom.
16.
You look ahead and you see yet another trap. Glyphs on the
Okay.
ground. This corridor has been glyphed to shit.
I will tell everyone about that. Could you mark where they are so that I can stop or jump over them? Okay, thank you. 20, 25, and then I'll stand here and wait for people to catch up with me so I can, tell them that the runes are there.
Yeah, Alistair kind of moves up, and I'm looking at his spells quickly, and he says,
I think it would be a good idea if I use one of my spells now.
gonna roll a power check, an arcane spell, to cast Detect Magic. And he critically succeeds!
On detect, man.
I don't know what that would do. I mean, typically it's just like an additional effect. So it's kind of up to me to kind of make a decision on that. Give me a second. I'll very quickly, very, very fast, vroom, as I fly up this screen. I just want to know exactly the wording, if it has like a time. I think it does have a time. It's
Maybe
called
just
Detect
knows
Magic,
more
D.
About what the spell is.
You can sense the presence of magic within near range for the spell's duration. Oh, it's a focus spell. Yeah, sure. I think because of his natural 20, he can figure out exactly what it is. That sounds quite cool. It is a focus spell though, so he'll step up and he'll say,
You've done well, Duncan. This is not like the last one. If you get caught by this, it saps your strength. If I went on it, I'd be a goner.
Fair enough. We'll have to jump over it.
round 41, Isabel.
I pick up my sword and I will keep an eye out for any traps and move.
Yep. You move up, and as you're moving up, Alistair says,
Milady, the area ahead, there are traps. You step on them, they'll activate. And, they'll sap your strength, make you weaker. I would advise caution.
I will leap over.
hell yeah. You leap over to the other side.
And that's all my movement.
Samuel leaps over too. FD jump. He's going to pause here. Norman?
Norman will follow and do the same.
Duncan?
Alright. 5, 10. 15, 20, 25, 30.
Don't
and
go
then-
any further than that.
Well, that's as far as I can go. I will scan the, if I may, do another
Yep.
spot check.
Yeah, you may.
Wisdom 17. Hey, ace in the spot checks.
For a moment, you see a shimmer at the end of the corridor. It looks like a barrier, Duncan.
Well, Duncan will communicate this. He says that, I'm not quite sure what that was, but I saw some kind of shimmering, kind of like force there in the air.
Throw a coin at it.
Yeah, right, no, that's fair enough. I will throw a coin at it. I'll throw a copper piece at it.
You throw a copper piece at it, and it bounces off of it and actually gets shot back in your direction. I want everybody to roll me a d20.
This was your idea, Norman.
If you roll a 1, it's going to hit you, and it's going to do a d4 damage. Imagine getting killed by a reflecting penny. Choom! Like a bullet shoots back, whizzes over your heads. Round 42. Let me
Why do
roll
you
it.
do that?
Isabel's turn.
I'm just going to move up there and end my turn.
Alright. So Samuel says,
Well, I think this is a job for you, mage. Seems you will prove your worth after all.
Norman.
Norman is going to move on. Up
Moving on up.
and, I guess he's gonna use this time to equip his shield, and then that'll be his turn.
Alice is going to move up, and with his detect magic still active, although I do need to roll another check because it is a focus spell. Does he have advantage on detect magic? He doesn't. Okay, and the nat 20 doesn't give him advantage. He just has an extra effect. He's able to really figure things out if he keeps it going, which he does. And he's like,
This is a reflective shield. I think I might be able to take care of this.
and he now kind of takes a couple of steps back, and he says,
Everyone, look away.
And brings out his staff, aims, and an arcane missile begins to form at the tip of his staff as he aims it at the reflective barrier.
Norman is gonna hide his face behind his shield.
Yeah, duck and cover.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
look
shit.
away and close my eyes.
Look away and close your eyes. I'm pretty sure magic missiles always with advantage, so
Yes.
I'm gonna roll again. It hits, and it blasts through the reflective shield and creates an opening in it. A gap. And Alistair says,
The gap will not stay open for long. Time to move through.
and
Alright.
that's round 43. So it's over to Isabel.
I push through the barrier and end my turn.
So Samuel will do the same. Norman?
Norman will follow.
And Duncan.
Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's a lot of doors, mate.
Holy shit.
Alistair will move through as well as it, at the end of his turn, closes back behind him.
Well, shit.
Don't worry, as long as I stay alive, we'll be able to get out of here. So keep me alive!
That's not very reassuring there, Alistair. Stay behind all of us at all times.
There are members of my order that could take care of magic like this, but whoever this necromancer is, he is, unfortunately for us, more powerful than I. We need to be careful.
So, anywho, you see lots of doors on either side of this long room that you guys now find yourselves in, and it does fill, especially you, Duncan, with dread to see all these doors, because you get an impression of what these doors represent. You see actually engraved onto them the faces of priests who have been buried here. You are in a very large crypt. It does not appear to be for important burials. Instead, it will be just, honored priests. But there is the potential behind each of these doors to be a body. And where there is a body, there could be a zombie or a skeleton. But there could be treasure.
Everyone be very, very quiet.
So with that in mind, guys, it's now round 44. We are moving things nicely along. And it's Isabel's turn.
I'm just gonna stay here and defer to Sir Samuel.
Good idea. He peers around and says, "Something doesn't smell right here. The darkness has grown stronger. Be on your guard." Norman.
Norman is going to move on up over here. And what's this? He's gonna kind of like wave Duncan to like come and bring the light closer so he can see what's at the end of the room over here.
Cool. Yeah, Duncan, if you want to move up, if you want to do anything, let me know.
I'll move 5, 10, 15 up here.
Oh, okay.
Continues forward. Never say I never tried anything. There, Loki. I'm gonna test this door.
No.
Roll me a
Oh, hang on a minute.
strength check.
If you've got
pushed
qualms, Norman, tell me.
in game.
No, go ahead. Let's see what happens. I'm interested now.
All right, strength check. I've got grit.
She try and push the stone door open, and you succeed. You may click on the door and click open. The chamber itself appears empty, but there is treasure here. Roll a d100.
Oh, hey, nice. 38.
One sec, let me get the tick back. We love the tick. The tick gives us all the information we need. 38. You find a golden bowl.
I'll go nicely with my silver bowl.
Yeah. 15 gold pieces is its value. Very important, guys, that when you add this stuff to your inventory, you also include the gold value, because that is how I can transfer your treasure into money. Okay? Just make sure you always have the values, because it's going to make it very difficult later once you get out of here to actually sell stuff. Well, it's going to make it difficult for me and you. It's going to waste time. But yeah. No zombie in here. Alistair glances around, gets to here. He's going to end his turn. Round 45. 1 second, guys. Do, 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 do. Alright. Suddenly, you hear moaning around you as doors are pushed open and 3 figures come bursting out.
Mate.
As usual, guys, I'd like you to click on your tokens and roll initiative for me.
Natural 20 for initiative.
Very nice, well done.
Sir
Zombies.
Samuel still needs one,
He does, thank you.
as does Alistair.
And so does Alistair as well.
I'm at the very bottom.
Uh-oh.
The thing is, it's really interesting about this game is I've been in games as a player where we've done like 1 combat a session. In this game, we do like fucking 12. It's fucking crazy. Alrighty,
All right,
so
ladies and gentlemen.
top of the round, it's Norman.
Alrighty. Norman is going to rush on over here and try to take this thing's head off.
Okay. Ooh, let's do this one.
Oh, shit.
As it comes bursting out, you rush towards the skeletal zombie cleric priest, whatever it is. It's a skeletal priest, basically. You come running towards it, and you go straight into its grip, and it grapples you, Norman. That's your turn.
Fuck.
Sir Samuel sees you grappled, steps up, and swings his sword. Not today, monster. Swing, swing, both hits. Only 5 points of damage, no. Isabel.
I rush at this zombie, and I'm gonna yell over to Duncan. Duncan, hold off the other one. Keep Alistair safe. And I'm gonna attack it.
Hits. 7 points from your bastard sword. as you slice, hack that skeleton.
Oh my god, there are a few of them.
And he steps to the side,
Ha! Take this!
and he's gonna blast and go for a little magic missile. Hits. 3 points of damage. Unfortunately, the skeleton still stands. Alistair gets back into position, ends his turn. Now the zombie next to Norman, and Norman, I want you to roll me a block check with disadvantage as he now tries to bite into your shoulder and neck. Norman?
Norman.
Norman!
Sorry, is this coming through? I'm kind of having. I'm sorry. My fucking internet shat itself for a second there.
That's fine.
I'm
21,
there.
18. Both succeed. You managed to hold the creature off. Like you probably got your arm under its chin. You're just holding that maw back from biting into you. Now to the next zombie. This one here. That's gonna rush down towards Duncan. Block check, Duncan.
Alright, let's do it. Block. Oh, sorry. 12.
12. Do you have your shield equipped currently?
Yes, I have my shield and torch.
And torch. Shield and torch. Okay, in that case, that is a block.
Whoop, whoop.
This one here. Gonna go for Isabel. Block check, please. Ooh, it's got you. Roll a d4 damage, please. Two points. Over to Duncan.
Okay, so you said these are skeletal, right?
These are skeletal, yes.
Yeah, okay. I was hoping if it was fleshy, I could do like a Frankenstein's monster sort of thing with my torch, but no. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop the torch, which means it might go out. What's the check for that? Loki?
Pardon?
The check for if I drop my torch and it might go out.
It's d6.
D6, alright.
On a 1, 2,
Here it
or
comes.
3, it goes out.
1, 2, or 3. Ooh, okay, no, I'm going to reconsider that. Instead, I'm just going to try and knock it back, shove it back.
Yeah, roll me a strength check.
Okay. I imagine grit applies.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Oh, yes! Allow you to do some damage with this, so what do you do as like a shoving or pushing action that could damage this skeleton?
I might just do it anyway. Duncan rather forcefully thrusts forward his torch whilst shouting at it firmly to get away, get back, and probably burns it whilst driving it back.
Very cool. 4 points of damage.
How much
Anything
damage,
else
sorry?
we should do? 4 points you did to it.
Oh, 4 points. Okay. I will then step forward, keeping it busy. Turn done.
Cool. Alright, it's Norman's turn. You're still grappled by this skeletal priest. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to judo throw this thing off of me. Strength check. Loki?
Yeah. Strength check if you want to break out of it.
That's no bueno.
Well, it could roll low.
It could roll low.
Okay, how are we doing this?
I think it stays.
It's a stalemate. So, if this was real life, I would do a dice off. I would do a roll off with you, but we're not in real life, so I can't do that. So instead, You roll a d6, I roll a d6. Whoever rolls higher wins. He wins. He's still grappled. Alright. Sir Samuel's turn. He's going to take 2 swings. Try and see if he can finish this off. They both hit. This time he does actually manage to bring down the skeleton. He's now going to shift over here, and his turn. Isabel.
Yeah, so as the skeleton is biting me, I'm gonna try to drive its head into the wall and smash its skull.
And you do so. You smash it, and it's dead. Return to the grave.
I'm gonna rush over to help Duncan.
Good stuff.
Oh.
Alistair runs up, turns, brings down his staff. The energy begins to siphon and produces this big kind of glob of arcane energy as he tries to shoot out a magic missile. And I've got a roll with advantage as well. Yeah, that hits. 2 points of damage. It's now the zombie's turn, I think. Yeah, it is. And it's going to go for Duncan again. They have a blot check.
Ah, why am I still... Sorry, 15.
You're still kicking ass. It's your turn.
Well, alright, let's try and finish it off. 15.
Yeah.
5 damage.
And you smash it. How do you finish it off?
Let's keep it simple. I knock its head. Clean off.
Clean off. Very cool.
Woo.
Alright, and with that, my guys' combat is over. And this, as you guys stand victorious over the skeletal dead, is going to mark the end of the session today, guys. Thank you very much.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Loki.
You're very welcome. Hopefully we'll have Cloderic back next week. I imagine we might be finished with you for a little while now. Duncan? Am I correct?
Next week, I will be able to make it because it's the night shift. So what'll essentially happen is, oh no, because we start early now. Oh.
It might change back. Sometimes in America they change times like a week or a couple of days before we do. America's weird. They like to fuck with us.
I end work at 6:30 in the morning, and today we started at 5:30.
Right.
So I could show up an hour late if that's all right.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, by the sounds of it, we are obviously going to be approaching what could be the climax for this adventure. I imagine that will probably take place in the second half of the session. So if you are there, then you will be able to be a part of that, and you might be able to help the party towards victory. If you're not there, well, it's going to definitely put the cards against them.
Fair enough. All right. See you later, guys. Take it easy, everyone.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and thank you, players.